when Mike and Junior was walking by, he actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up under Takeoff. He had to pick him up, and his fingers went in it. You know why?
Man? Yeah, man. We got a little bit of straightening going on.
Quavo, Takeoff, they was down here with y'all. But they seen you walking by. He's laying on the ground. You got Mike bending down, and they seen you walking by. What took place there?
This the crazy thing about the video, right? Yeah.
Problem, Jay Prince, and I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street nigga, you failed. I'm telling you this.
Believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. This ain't your average rap beef. This is war, a deep, ugly one that's been bubbling for years behind the scenes. And now it's straight up detonating. Mase just dropped a bombshell leaking a private phone call between Jay Prince and Takeoff. Nobody saw this move coming, and now everything's unraveling fast. Jay Prince, he's scrambling, tossing out threats, trying to play cleanup like he's got control. But the truth is, that damage is already done. And Mase, he ain't shook. He clapped right back and exposed Jay in a way that had the internet stunned. He said the things people been too scared to say, the whispers. He turned them into headlines, and he did it while the mystery around Takeoff's death still ain't cleared up. Because let's be real, that whole night in Houston still stinks. Key footage, missing. Witnesses, silent. And somehow, two names just keep popping up over and over again. Jay Prince Jr. and DJ Pat. But now, with this leaked call hitting the net, everything's flipping on its head. And here's where it gets really messy. If Mase ain't lying, Jay Prince might not just be spinning PR, he could be hiding something way more sinister. And don't worry.
Nothing should have happened. What do you say to that?
What I would say to that is, you know, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, you know what I mean, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us. If you know what I mean. You know, when a man attack a situation with a weapon, then, you know, it become a playing field where, you know, any and everything.
We're not just talking smoke. We've got real receipts on the way. Witness tweets, rare footage, podcast audio, and even shady court documents and wild bail deals. This story's not just breaking, it's about to explode. The internet is tearing Jay Prince apart, calling him a fake protector of the community, a behind-the-scenes puppet master, even going as far as to say he's got blood on his hands. It's getting real ugly out there. And this ain't just some random YouTube drama. This goes straight back to the night Takeoff lost his life. The mob ties connection, the unanswered questions, and now the pressure is cooking because someone with receipts finally broke the silence. And that someone is Mase. For a while, Mase kept it cool, playing the background while Jay Prince threw sneaky little jabs on the $1 million worth of game podcast. Real slick talk, low-key shots. But then Mase snapped. He said, "No more silence," and went all the way in. See, Mase and Cameron had stayed tight-lipped about what happened in Houston. But Jay, he apparently crossed a serious line.
Another thing, when you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little like the way you talking. I don't get what you mean. We're not your little.
What Mase revealed next, pure chaos. He said he personally heard a phone call where Jay Prince was pressing Takeoff just hours before he got killed. And no, it wasn't no friendly OG talk. Mase claimed Jay was talking crazy, throwing out words about loyalty, applying pressure like he was trying to put Takeoff in check. It sounded like Jay was dead set on controlling the whole narrative behind closed doors. But when Takeoff stopped playing along, things spiraled fast. And here's what got people freezing up. That phone call supposedly happened the very same night Takeoff got shot outside that bowling alley in Houston. A dice game, some heated words, and now all eyes are on Jay. Something's not adding up. Shots were fired. And just like that, Takeoff was gone at only 28.
Mike and Junior was walking by. He actually went in the restroom to wash blood off his hand where he had reached up on the Takeoff. He had to pick him up and his fingers went in it. You know why? Blood. Well,
Then Mase aired it all out and J. Prince snapped. He jumped on social media tossing out shady threats, acting like he's still got power in the streets, still trying to flex like nothing's crumbling. And to make it worse, he doubled down on that slick comment he made about Offset, the one that had everybody side-eyeing him. You wasn't really there with Takeoff when he was alive. Yeah, he said it again, bold, loud, and disrespectful. That lit up the internet instantly. Offset clapped back, hard, and Cardi B wasn't staying quiet either. She stepped right in and rode for her man, no hesitation. What started as tension turned into straight-up mayhem. Now, with Mase pulling back the curtain on that secret phone call, J. Prince is scrambling, throwing out PR spin like it's gonna fix things. But for real, it might already be way too late. The street's been whispering, but now they're shouting. One fan on X said it loud, "Nobody respects J. Prince after Takeoff died on his watch." And they're not alone. The energy has definitely shifted. People been looking sideways at that Mob Ties brand ever since that night in Houston. Patrick Xavier Clark, aka DJ Pat, got arrested fast. But the real mess started when he posted that $1 million bond and walked out of jail like it was light work. No stress, no problem. Like someone high up wanted him out quick. And then there's the coldest part. Folks online say J. Prince walked right past Takeoff's body and told someone, "Call that. Don't ask me none about that." That's not just disrespect. That's ice cold.
maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. We all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever. Yeah.
But I mean, it's a.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, boom, J. Prince Jr.'s name was allegedly removed from DJ Pat's bond paperwork. Let that sink in. If y'all were all there that night, standing 10 toes down, then why the sudden cleanup job? Why erase the connection unless someone's trying to dodge the heat? The pressure is mounting, and fast. And don't get it twisted, DJ Pat ain't the only one caught in this mess. Let's talk about Joshua Cameron, better known in the streets as Lil Cam Fifth. He got scooped up on weapons charges right after Takeoff got killed. And yep, he's linked to mob ties too. It's like a pattern. One after another, dudes tied to J. Prince Jr. keep getting caught up when bodies drop. Yet somehow Mob Ties plays the victim every time. People ain't buying that narrative anymore. Not after all these names keep stacking up. And don't forget, this shady pattern didn't start with Takeoff. Remember Duke the Jeweler? Flew into Houston, checked in with Mob Ties, played dice, ended up dead. Same setup, same silence. And guess whose name got whispered again? J. Prince, just floating in the background while everyone else stayed quiet. And there's footage, clear as day, of J. Prince telling his shotgun man to fall back. That move, way too smooth. Like it wasn't panic, it was planned. This whole thing's starting to feel like a straight-up playbook. Fly out a rich artist, have them check in with Mob Ties. Dice games go down, security looking confused, tension builds. Boom. Someone ends up dead. Then J. Prince slides in with one of his signature deep quotes, talking about grief is the price of love and black on black violence. But come on now, that speech ain't hiding the pattern. Come on now, miss us with those deep PR quotes. Where was all that poetic energy when Takeoff's blood hit the pavement? That's what people keep asking. And here's the part that's got everybody side-eyeing hard. None of the princes showed up at Takeoff's funeral. Not one. Zero presence. And if you think that's just a coincidence, you're not paying attention. People are saying they stayed away because they knew something. Think about it. If those whispers about blood on their hands got any truth to them, why would they show up where folks might press them face to face? Meanwhile, J. Prince Jr. out here posting cryptic messages like, Don't wear jewelry around vultures. But hold up, if you knew it was that dangerous, why invite them in the first place? Why not pull Quavo and Takeoff aside and say, yo, this ain't the spot tonight, let's fall back. If your so-called check-in system can't even guarantee safety, then what's the point of it at all? And now word's getting around that Quavo and J. Prince Jr. got into a heated exchange right before those fatal shots rang out. That changes everything. And the new clips? They show J. Prince brushing it off like nothing happened. Like Takeoff didn't die on his watch with his crew right there. Then Prince went back on $1 million worth of game throwing more shots, acting like he's untouchable. But that's when Mase snapped again. He didn't just defend himself, he torched Prince's whole rep. We are not your little... You already know how that line was about to finish. Mase wasn't holding back, and the world is watching now. That one hit different. This wasn't some slick tweet or throwaway shade. This was from the chest. Real talk. Mase was speaking for everybody who's been pressured to play along with this whole check-in culture that J. Prince been pushing for decades. And what made it colder? Cameron didn't say a single word. He didn't interrupt, didn't flinch, just let Mase unload. That's rare, especially coming from Cam, who usually plays it smooth and safe. Now fans are convinced. Mase been sitting on that leaked call, just waiting for the perfect time to let it fly. And when J. Prince slipped, he blasted it. While all this mess was heating up, Offset had stayed quiet, until Jay tried to drag his name into the drama. Prince said Offset was never really there for Takeoff, like he was trying to play him out in public. But Offset, he wasn't having it. He fired back fast, and right behind him, Cardi B jumped in swinging. And let's keep it real, Cardi don't bluff. When she speaks, she means every single word. That's when fans saw this situation for what it really is. This ain't rap beef anymore. This ain't music politics. This was J. Prince getting called out by one of the biggest power couples in the entire game. And now, that untouchable image he had, it's getting ripped apart, piece by piece, in front of everyone. Here's what most people miss, but the streets peeped quick. Big names been backing away from J. Prince. First one, Drake. He used to rep mob ties hard, always shouting them out, tagging them, reposting. But ever since Takeoff's death, ghost. Not a repost, not a shout, nothing. That silence is loud. And here's where it gets crazy. Jazz Prince was the same dude who helped bring Drake into the industry through Wayne and Young Money. He was part of the foundation. But now, Drake's gone silent. And he's not the only one. Word is, even Jay-Z stopped answering J. Prince's so-called peace calls since early 2023. And if you know how Hav moves, that's serious. He don't get messy online. He just cuts you off and keeps it moving. Quiet, cold, strategic. But when Jay pulls back, it means something real. Why are these billionaire bosses suddenly falling silent? Simple. They're not trying to get wrapped up in any federal heat, especially with all those swirling whispers about what really happened the night Takeoff died. And now with Mase dragging private convos into the light, there's no hiding behind the curtain no more. That whole silent loyalty game, it's cracking apart. Mob ties only ever had that kind of pull because of the old school check-in rule. Fly into Houston, tap in with J. Prince Jr., and supposedly you were good, protected, respected. That was the code. But now that whole system's falling to pieces. Duke the jeweler checked in and ended up dead. Takeoff checked in, and now he's gone. And fans aren't staying quiet. Social media's flooded with posts like, "This is exactly why nobody checks in anymore." And honestly, they're not wrong. Because how are you demanding respect when the very guests you're supposed to protect end up in body bags? Even West Coast artists are calling it out now, saying the whole check-in thing is a trap, a fake power move, just a way for local gatekeepers to feel like they run the city. But real ones, they're seeing through the act. But once Mase finally said what everybody else was too scared to speak on, that J. Prince is just a washed-up street boss playing dress-up like he's some mob king, the internet never looked at him the same again. The image, cracked, the aura, gone. Now let's get into the part that's really sketchy. Where are the witnesses? Over 40 people were outside 810 billiards and bowling the night Takeoff was killed. We've all seen the blurry phone footage. We heard the yelling, the chaos. So why is barely anybody talking? Word on the street? Some of them might have been threatened. And folks online ain't sugarcoating it either. They're accusing mob ties of paying people off, deleting footage, and making sure DJ Pat took the whole fall solo. But here's the wildest theory making rounds, that J. Prince Jr. was actually arguing with Quavo, not Takeoff. And Takeoff wasn't even in it. He was just standing nearby, got caught up in the middle. Now people are asking, was it a stray bullet or was it a message that went wrong? And it gets deeper. Sources close to Mase and Cam's inner circle claim that phone call between J Prince and Takeoff, it might have been recorded. Whether by accident or on purpose, that audio could exist. And guess what? Cam and Mase might be sitting on it, holding it like a trap card, waiting to drop it if J Prince tries to play slick. If that tape ever leaks, it could tear the whole thing wide open. What did Prince really say to Takeoff? Did he try to force his hand into something? Was there a threat? Was Takeoff already trying to walk away from the mob ties circle? And don't forget who we're talking about. This is Mase, the same guy who walked away from Diddy, fought the system, and came back swinging. If he's moving like this, best believe he's got a reason, and receipts might be next. If that phone call ever leaks, it's game over for J Prince's entire image. No more mystique, no more respect. That tape could be the real mob ties indictment, and not just in the streets. The feds have been watching this unfold closely. This ain't just rap drama anymore. It's way past podcasts and fan gossip. Every time J Prince or his son pops up on camera talking slick, there's somebody in a suit taking notes, ears wide open. And now that Mase is speaking up with this much confidence, best believe the right people are really listening now. Because here's the truth. RICO laws don't care about how many plaques you've got, or if folks once called you a hip-hop OG. They care about patterns, witness tampering, alleged threats, pressure tactics, possible cover-ups. And when those dots start connecting, it doesn't end with a Twitter argument. Now you got names like Offset, Cameron, and Mase circling this story. Add in a massive fan base online pointing fingers, saying you might have blood on your hands. That's not just bad PR. That's the kind of heat that doesn't go away. And if that call proves what some are whispering, J Prince won't just be losing clout. He might be facing something way bigger. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tips. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.